Welcome back to Update Novi. We are here in SWAC Studios on Take Your Child to Work Day. We have a great group of kids here who came to see where their parents work. Their parents work for the city of Novi. In this section, we're going to let the kids ask questions of the mayor. So take it from there. What questions you got? I'll be happy to answer them. Okay? Yes. Give me your name and then give me your question.
My name is Addison Stout, and I came here with my dad, and his name is Aaron Stout, and he works.
What does your dad do for the city?
He works for like an engine, like a construction site.
Oh, okay.
Engineer.
Pretty important stuff. What's your question?
How important is your job?
Well, I guess that depends on who you ask, but how important? I think the job of the mayor is a pretty important job. The mayor presides over city council meetings, and the city council is like the legislature. They pass the ordinances in the city. They approve the budget, which we have to do here in the next month. The city manager and the administration really runs the city. Day in and day out, those are the professionals. Your parents are the people that run the city day in and day out. I don't run it, and neither does the city council. But we give direction to the administration, and in that sense it's important because we hire the city manager, and we sort of oversee the direction, and we pass the laws that are the laws of the city of Novi. So that's what we do. I think it's kind of important. Who has another question? Yes, sir. What's your name?
Ian Walsh, and my question is, how hard do you work sometimes?
How hard do I work sometimes? Well, you should probably ask my wife that question rather than me. But
how hard do you work?
you know what? It's being mayor. Sometimes there's some weeks where it takes a whole lot of time. Like right now around budget time, it takes a lot of time. And other times, it's not the same amount of hours all the time. I always say I average about 20 hours a week. But I have a full-time job as a lawyer, so I'm not only the mayor. That's not all that I do. So who else has a question? Yes, you, ma'am.
How many different steps does it take to get up to mayor?
How many different what?
Like steps, like thing, like
actually, anybody can run for mayor as long as they're 21 years old and are a resident of the city of Novi and a registered voter. They can run. So it's not like you have to be a council member first and then the mayor, or you have to be on planning commission. Anybody who's of age and a registered voter, I believe, can run for mayor. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm Peyton Mitchell, and I was wondering, what's your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of the job is actually, I enjoy the development part. I enjoy the part of attracting businesses, and when you have somebody that wants to move their business into the city and trying to plan out the city, where would this kind of business be the best for the city to improve the tax base, and I enjoy the economic development part of it probably more than anything else. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Nicole Loria, and my question is, what's your favorite part about being the mayor?
My favorite part about being mayor, very similar to the previous question, was I do like the economic development part. I also like working with the people. The thing about city government is you're very close to the people that are affected day in and day out by the decisions that you make. So it's possible for just anybody to call me. I have mayor's hours every other week. Anybody can come in and see me about any problem they have. So I like the economic development part, and I just like working with the people. Yes, sir.
I forgot my question.
Okay, we'll come back to you, okay? We'll come back and you'll think about it. Yes, ma'am.
What was the hardest thing you had to do for the mayor, to be the mayor?
The hardest thing I do? I'll be real frank with you. Sometimes people get real excited. It's not very different than being in grade school at times. You know how you go sometimes to class and people get real excited and they really want to do this or really want to do that, and sometimes they get a little hard to deal with at times. That's not easy, having to deal with some people that are so excited about what they want that perhaps they're not being as nice as they could be. And it's sometimes you have to have a lot of patience, and you just have to understand that people get excited about what they want, and sometimes you just need to listen to them a little bit. And when people are polite, it's easy. When people are not polite, it's not easy. Very much like being in your classroom. When people are nice to you, it's easy to deal with them. When they're not nice, it's not easy to deal with them. Very similar. Okay, next question. Yes, sir.
My name's Evan Hansinger, and I was wondering, since we're all kids here with our family, do you have any kids?
I do. I have 3 boys. They're older, though. Soon to be 23, 21, and 18. And all of them graduated. My youngest one is graduating this year from Novi High. My older 2 boys graduated from Novi High. And we moved here in 1995. My youngest was 8 years old. So I raised all 3 boys in Novi. Next question. You remembered your question.
Yes. How long have you been living in Novi?
Since 1995, 15 years. We moved in with my wife and my 3 boys, moved in here in 1995. 15 years. How long have you been living in? How old are you?
I'm 8.
You're 8, so you've been living in Novi for 8 years, right? Good answer. Any other questions?
You know, Mayor, I want to recognize that we've got these kids on set here. We also have 3 students behind the cameras actually working the cameras. 4? We have 4? Oh, 4 minutes left. I'm like, 4? I'm like, where did they go? We actually have 3 students working the cameras today. So in addition to these wonderful kids that are giving and taking the answers and questions, we've got some kids actually running the show, budding young television producers.
Pretty cool.
So very cool.
But the object is to make you look good, though, right,
Always.
Cheryl? That's
And
always
they were
the
all
object.
taught that earlier.
So it's the object of Update Novi. Yes?
If you could pick any job besides being mayor, what would you pick?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I like being a lawyer. That's the job I do full-time. And so that's the job I've chosen to do as a career. I haven't chosen to be mayor as a career. Most people think when you're the mayor, that's what you do your whole life. Most mayors are just temporary. Even in cities with strong mayors, they're not mayor for very long. It's rare to find somebody who's mayor for like 20 years, and that's what they do for their life. Okay. That's the exception and not the rule. Yes?
How long have you been mayor?
Since 2005. So this is my 5th year as mayor. Any other questions?
Anybody else have a question?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Madeline Wojciechowski, and my question is, have you ever worked someplace else than at the city of Novi?
Yes, I am a lawyer, so I have my own law office. So I work there every day. I have not been an elected official anywhere else. I've not been the mayor of any other city, or I've not been on the city council of any other city. Novi is the only place where I've held an elected office. But I do work every single day as a lawyer.
That's a good one.
Any other questions? Wow.
You guys tired? Did we wear you out today? No. No, you wore me out.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for coming to the city and seeing where your parents work, and thanks for sharing your parents with us. And be sure when you go home to watch Channel 13 and watch Update Novi, where you're going to see Mrs. Walsh on television, okay? So be sure to do that, and thanks for coming. And thank you very much. Don't forget, tune in to Channel 13, and also check us out on our website, www.cityofnovi.org.